Welcome back. So let's have a look at that location terrain information that came in when we geolocated our model in the previous lesson. You can do this by turning on the layer or tag over here using this little eye symbol. Alternatively, you can go to File, Geolocation, Show Terrain. Okay, and what this does is it turns the snapshot off, which is the flat satellite imagery, and turns the location terrain on. Depending on your site, you should have an auto-generated contour mesh of your site, which I think is pretty cool. These terrain meshes are a great place to start, especially if you don't have any topographical or survey information to hand. Typically, they're not entirely accurate, and I'd always recommend checking the pertinent levels on site or getting a proper survey done. But for the purposes of getting started with some modeling and sketch design work, it'll suffice, at least while we wait for the hard data to arrive. Now I want to share with you a quick trick to generate 2D contour lines from this 3D mesh. The first thing I want to do is turn on monochrome view so that I can just see the terrain itself without being distracted by the various features on the satellite imagery. You can do that by clicking on this icon over here if it's available to you. Alternatively, go to View, Face Style, Monochrome. And now you'll see I've just got the flat mesh. Because this is a flat mesh, it's quite hard for me to snap to it, and I'll need to take some measurements shortly. So the next thing I want to do is just to turn on all the points and lines that create this mesh. So to do that, I want to go to View, Hidden Geometry. Okay, and if I zoom in, you can see essentially just a load of triangles that create this undulating surface for us. So the next thing I need to do is to create a rectangle as a flat base for my site. But before I can do that, I need to reset my axes that we changed in the previous lesson. Simply right click on the axes and go to Reset. And now we're square onto the site. If I create a rectangle using the rectangle tool by tapping R or clicking on the icon up here, I can quickly create a flat rectangle floating in midair like this. I want it to be slightly larger than my site, so I will just double click to select it all and go to offset or type O, select that, and we'll offset that by say 10 meters. Okay. Just delete these extra lines that I don't need. Okay, so there's my rectangle. Now, I need to make sure I select the rectangle and the lines by double clicking. And then I need to use the Move tool to move that rectangle down below the lowest point of the site. M for move. And if I tap the up arrow to lock the blue axes, I can then find the lowest point of the site, which I think is probably somewhere around here. Okay, that'll do for me. So once I have that, I need to measure the difference between that low point and the highest part of the site, which looks as though it's in this corner over here. So T for tape measure, or select the tape measure icon from the toolbar. Select this bottom corner. Again, tap the up arrow on your keyboard to lock the blue axis. And I will pick this high point here. So just over 40 meters. Let's call it 41 meters. I'm going to write that down because I'll need it in a minute. Now, with this plane still selected, I need to make a copy using the Move tool. M for move. Then I hold down Option to create a copy, or Control if you're on a PC. And I'm going to enter a height difference that I want my contour lines to represent. For me, I'm going to set this at 1 meter above the previous one. So I'm just going to type in 1M. So now I've got another copy 1 meter above the previous one. Next, I need to type in the number of contour lines that I want to create based on the level change measurement that we just took before. So for 41 meters, let's type 41x. So now I've got 41 planes at 1 meter apart. If I zoom out, that should be fine. There's nothing sticking up, so I know that's worked. It looks a bit strange at the moment, but don't worry, all will be revealed. The last thing we need to do is to select all of this geometry, which you can do by just selecting one of these corners here, like this. Right click, intersect faces with model. Okay. Right. Now it doesn't look like anything's happened, but it did. What we need to do now is erase the edges using the eraser tool over here. And you'll see our contour lines are revealed. If I just tidy up these remaining edges that I don't want. Okay. And if I go back to view and turn off hidden geometry, you'll see there is my terrain mesh with all of my contour lines generated. The last thing to do is just turn off the terrain so that I can see the lines. And you'll notice there's a couple of enclosed areas here where I've created a plane, which I don't want. I just want the line work. So I'm just going to delete that. There's another little one here. And I think that's everything. Finally, I simply select all of this line work and put it on a group by right clicking, make group. Now over here in the entity info, I can give that group a name. Let's just call it contour lines. I always like to give groups and components proper names in SketchUp so that when I use my outliner over here, especially when the model gets big, I know exactly what I'm looking at. I also want to put these contour lines on the correct tag or layer. So let's choose Site Contours. Okay, there we have it. In the next lesson, I want to talk about what to do when you do have survey information. See you in the next lesson.